And we're back, guys, with part two of Rogue Actions. Our boy, the COVID survivor, Cubs fan Harm himself, looks fantastic. Apparently, one of the side effects of COVID is your hair grows down to your butt. It's getting down that way. It's going pretty
No,
well.
you got close though when you referenced butt because it all makes a very triumphant exit.
I have heard that from a few people.
Have you ever seen a space rocket launch?
Yeah.
I'll just leave it there.
Guys, welcome back to Rogue Actions. We obviously missed last week. Cubs was unwell. Totally understandable. I think we all agree. But we're back now. We're ready to go for 2021. If you're brand new to this channel, smash that red button. Super, super important to help us grow this awesome channel. Now, you can find both of us, of course, on Twitch, Heinzie, ANZGC, and of course, Cubs Fan Han. If you haven't hit the follow button on either of those channels, you're making a massive mistake.
You're a horrible person. We don't like you. Get out of here. Subber, get out of here.
And we've got a heck of a lot of fun coming again in 2021. We're just warming up. So, Cubs, let's get down to it. We've been speaking in the first video on Cubs side. Obviously, you know, how 2021 is going to look. And obviously what the next era will be that we're going to roll with. We're going to talk something a little bit more to this time at the moment. So we're going to talk about, of course, the Challenge Tier Rankle raid. Now, we've obviously had we've now completed 4 of these. We've done 4 raids in our guild right now, and one thing that I've noticed is, of course, they made a change late, which obviously was a hot fix, where the Rancor wasn't ramping the damage up for every 20% in the phases 2, 3, and 4. Now, I'm finding that there are going to be, and again, I want your opinion, Cubs. There are going to be some guilds out there that, in all honesty, will never ever going to be able to complete this raid. I just can't see it. A huge amount of coordination goes into this, an enormous amount, probably more than any raid would be fair, because you've got to have, you know, a multitude of people on at one time. And I know there's going to be teams that'll help clear phases as we go, and it will get easier. But when it gets to phase 4, for instance, it's 9 impossible to go in with 4 or 5 people and knock it out. You just need everyone on board on once to do it. So, Cubs, I want your opinion. Is the ramping damage, are you happy with the ramping damage in that raid, or is that something that maybe needs to be looked at?
I think it needs to be looked at. And I think that it's a quality of life consideration. You know, you're asking guilds. A lot of guilds are international guilds, you know, especially as this game has progressed. People have left, people have met, you know, in various capacities and have come together. Like right now, I'm in an Australian-based guild. I live in America. That's weird, you know. That would have never happened at the beginning of the game for me, but I just really like you guys, and so I raid with you guys. And scheduling-wise, it's very challenging for our guild because we do have, 9 people in the guild that are that dared to live stateside and in this crazy place. And scheduling, getting everyone on board at the same time is a nightmare. And that's with guilds that are in different time zones, completely different sides of the world. This is even a nightmare for guilds that are on the same side of the world and are together. And so the level of coordination they've asked for, I think it needs to be looked at how the challenge can be retained without the quality of life drain that this has become, if that makes sense. Because when it's just a matter of, hey, get everyone here so we can all post at the same time, you know, that's just coordination. It's not even the challenge isn't even the game itself. The challenge is just getting people at the same time, you know, and it should just be getting everyone participating, you know, when they can, which is why we have these 24-hour, 48-hour raid times. So anyway, yeah, I do think it needs to be looked at, and I want to stand up for guilds that are struggling. I think there's a lot of guilds that maybe could beat it, but they can't physically get everyone there at the same time.
Yeah, there are guilds that have the rosters to complete it and the damage output to complete it. But as soon as you trigger into that 80, 60, 40%, and we've had guys, and this is the other problem as well, there's no officer control to lock phases at all as well. So you've got people dropping damage in when they're trying to strategize what we would call a stacking damage. So getting everyone lined up, ready to drop it. You get one person who goes rogue or not following the instructions in Discord, can't lock it in game, drops it, and then wrecks it for everyone else.
Every guild has that guy.
We've been caught out with that, Cubs. You've seen that happen live.
It got a little spicy. in the guild
Well, it
chat.
did a little bit, and there's a
You,
lot of
you
people
made a
as
whole
well that-
video. You berated the whole guild. I watched that video and I was like sitting down. I'm like, oh god.
there is another
I
side.
don't think
of
I'm
me.
even guilty about what he's talking about, but I feel guilty. He's looking at me funny.
I was a bit forceful in letting everyone know, guys. This ain't cool. I will say that there is another side to me, guys. It's not a pretty side. You don't want to see it too often. But
Yeah, he was naked in that video too. What? Sorry, I thought something. Did it come out?
Pay double for that kind of action content.
Anyway, let's move along, shall we? Yeah, look, I think I agree. The challenge should be there.
Yeah.
Coordination's very tough. When especially there are a lot of foreign legion guilds out there. I'm going to call them that do have people all over the place, and it's going to be nigh impossible to get everyone together to drop damage at the same time. We find it hard enough with just a few time zones to work with, let alone say some with 5 or 10. So, yeah. If there's a way of adjusting that slightly, I think that would be great. If you're listening at all, CG, if you're watching this, I'd highly recommend it.
Yeah, the challenge should be in the game. The challenge should be in the game. The challenge shouldn't be getting everybody to schedule a time that works specifically. You know, I mean, obviously, you need to get everyone participating. I love that. Like, we should be getting everyone to participate, but expecting a guild of 50 people from all around the globe to be ready to drop damage at one specific time is just. Come on.
Yeah. It's just it's harsh. It's really, really harsh. It really, and not fair on officers who do a heck of a lot of work as well. I mean, it is just a huge amount of load on officers to get that up and running.
Yep.
So if there's any feedback from there, guys, help your officers out or give them better tools to help control that a little bit better. That would be awesome.
Or just drop a new raid and we'll move on.
Or just drop a new raid and then, we'll just roll with it. But this is the thing. I mean, the rewards are just, they're so, they're so important. They really are. I mean, Relic 8 materials are so important.
It's hard to view. So, okay, this is a bit of a different subject, but for someone like me, the small guy who's not going to be able to, because I'm in a prestigious guild, I'm not able to get top 5. I'm just not going to get top 5. And so for me, Relic 8 just feels like an insane dream. Like, okay, I'll get one Relic 8 character next year because I'm getting like 1 or 2 or 3 or whatever it is of these mats. I need 20 of them before I can even take one single character to Relic 8. And something else that I really don't like about what they've done here is that they've made that so unflat. You like how I said that, CG? Unflat. That for people, it's just discouraging to think about,
It really is. And this is the thing that'll flip you out for those that don't realize that if you get first every week in this raid, you'll have a Relic 8 character every 2 weeks. Now, if you're 25th, so not even at the bottom, you're 25th, you get one every 7 weeks.
That's insane.
Now, that's a huge,
and
huge
here's why I have a problem with that is like, because some people just say, well, Cubs, just farm the raid teams and go harder. Okay, well, I'm in a guild where everybody's doing that.
Correct.
Everybody's doing that. And so what the game is now telling me is if you want to go ahead and keep up with your arena shard and get everyone to Relic 8, you need to go find a guild that's good enough to beat the raid, but isn't quite as good as the guild you're in now so that you can be the top dog and get those top rewards. So there's built-in incentive in the way they've done this reward structure to leave good guilds and go to lesser guilds. That's just the way. I hate that they do that, and it really just I've ranted on this. This is the last thing I'm gonna say about it, but it really bothers me they called out that problem and then didn't address it.
Yeah, I agree. I think, and because they made such a point of it, and it wasn't
they called it out directly.
If they hadn't said anything, we would have just gone, oh yeah, that's just how they roll.
I probably would have still been talking about it. I would have been disappointed, but because they called it out, it's just salt in the wound, man.
Do it. That's why. Yeah. Absolutely. So anyway, let's move on to the next topic. We've discussed that enough. Now, this one's an interesting one. Now, you might find this hard to believe, Cubs, but apparently packs can be a little bit important to a few people in this game. Now, we obviously saw some really cool holiday packs. There were some really cool little cheap packs there, just with some bits and pieces.
I'm confused because we don't celebrate holidays in Star Wars. Though,
no,
right?
Well, apparently there's no holidays in the Star Wars universe. There is when it comes to Galaxy of Heroes packs. Anyway, that's a whole different story.
All right.
But my question to you is that some of those packs were actually pretty good value. I think you'll agree with that. Some of them were really, really great. I mean, I got a couple of little ones. I think they were really cool. And for those that don't want to spend a crazy amount and drop crystals and vaults and things like that, but need things to complete their characters. Do you think that something like that should be like a rolling, consistent pack once a every couple of days or once a week or something like that? Like, what are your thoughts with those little packs just to help the players along a little bit instead of just the big, $99 US packs?
I've always felt like Galaxy of Heroes, believe it or not, is actually a very bad microtransaction game. They're a great macro transaction game. All right. So they get people to buy, like the people who are really dumping lots of money in this game, they're not spending $10. They're not spending $20. They're spending $100 every time. $50 or $100. They're buying the big stuff. And a market that you really miss out on when you do that is the common folk who aren't free to play, but they're not whales, and they'll consider they're open to drop $10 once a week, $20 once a week, or something like that. And these little holiday packs that they dropped that were all what were they, like $10-20?
Yeah.
I actually didn't buy any because I bought way too many presents for my kids. I'm on a spending hiatus for the moment while we catch up. But anyway, those packs are generally very enticing. And so I think that this game needs a lot more of that, honestly. I mean, it doesn't hurt anyone. It only helps everyone, in my opinion. Like, if you're a free-to-play player out there, you don't want to see more packs, fine. It doesn't hurt you to see a pack and continue to say no to it. But for people who are willing to spend $10-20, it can really help you with specific shards for characters or other kinds of things. And even less dollar amounts than that, like a $5 pack. They've done $5 packs recently, I think, are great. This game needs more micro transactions, I think. But that's just me.
I think balancing it out a bit, I think, makes a lot of sense. It really does. I think it's just an obvious fit. You're missing out on a market that you could be hitting as well. If whales are going to whale, Cubs, they're going to whale. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
The facility is there to do that all the time. They're continuing to do that, and they always will. But at the end of the day, if you can pick up a few people, I said it again, end of the day, jeez Louise. Oh,
I really like
that for ages.
You said it. I missed the air horn. There you go. Well, did you play Dragon Champions?
Little bit, not a huge amount. I didn't get into it.
Yeah, I loved the way that they monetized their game, though, because any character you farmed up, as soon as you unlocked them, you instantly got an offer for a pack to take them up to the next star level. Instantly. It was like $3. That was it. Something really cheap. I would love pop-up packs like that for farming characters. Like, let's say I'm farming SLKR. I get from gear 11 to gear 12. Boom, here's a pack for a little discount on some of the gear if I want to just bump him up at the next gear levels. Stuff like that would be great.
Yeah, I think so too. I think that people will do it. I think there's an opportunity lost there, believe it or not, on the pack front. But also those little packs help those little guys that are new to the game or starting out, help them progress a lot quicker, which is obviously what they've been working with.
Yep.
With things like the Hyperdrive bundle and things like that to try and fast track players with their development. Those little packs are going to help them too. So I think that that it just makes a lot of sense. But that's just my opinion.
Everyone's going to hate us for advocating for more packs.
I know. I'm sorry, guys. But here's an idea. Packs are going to happen whether you like it or not. At least if we get better ones, how's that a bad thing? Because the pack's going to be there. Get used to it. You play this game long enough, you're going to.
They can do more creative things.
Right? Exactly right. Now let's get down to the last one, Cubs.
Ooh, I'm excited.
I
never look at what the viewer's choice question is. This is always new to me.
Viewers' question comes from a very, very well-known figure in the Star Wars community, Darth Sion. He's very. We see him around the place. So big shout out to him.
Okay.
What if CG altered Territory War and made it like GAC in a sense that if you complete a Territory War battle with an undersized squad, you get additional points?
It would be amazing. Part of me likes that Territory War is a bit more simplistic, but I still would really like to see them do things with it. I think they got afraid. This is partially our fault because they tampered with Territory Wars, right? They started doing the altered characters and different bonuses and that kind of thing with Territory Wars, and then they really crossed the line and started banning characters for Territory Wars, and everyone revolted. Nobody liked that, and so I think that they've kind of started to look at Territory Wars and Grand Arena as no touchy, if that makes sense. Like they haven't seemed anxious to change anything about those game modes since that happened. I wish that they wouldn't feel that way. And I wish that they would just ask, what are the right ways to adjust these things? And the right ways aren't banning our roster. The right ways, I think, aren't putting all this effort into redoing kits so that we can have an overpowered character in them. I think the right ways are to maybe, like you said, change up how banners works, change how the zones work, bottleneck things, have one zone bleed into 5 zones, go back to one zone, there's so many different things you could do with the map, with the layout, with how you have to, strategize as a guild. And I think that there would be so much value in doing things like that. And that right there, I think, is a fantastic idea that would completely change the variety in Territory Wars to have the scoring work like Grand Arena does. And so, yeah, these are the kind of things that I really wish they would do more of, but they just seem really hesitant to do it.
Yeah, even just trial it again.
Yeah.
Look, I mean, we've had Territory Wars really, as you said, unchanged for quite some time. Chuck a trial out there and ask for feedback and say, guys, we're thinking about doing this. And chuck a vote in the forum. You got the forum for it. Hey, guys,
something else they could do?
Matt, what do you guys think about this?
This is a crazy idea I just had, but they could like get together a group of content creators. Why don't we just? I'll throw a name out there. We could just call them Change Gamers, something like that.
Look, I love it. I think that's just a unique idea. I think that's fantastic.
And they could talk to them and get their
ideas. I
ideas.
can't believe someone hasn't thought of this already, Cubs. That's really amazing. You're a visionary. You're a visionary, Cubs. I don't know
Gamers.
how.
You can thank me later, CG. Change Gamers by Cubs Fan Han.
Oh, God, we're going to get in
You know what makes me mad? Obviously, the quick sidetrack before we end the video. It really bothers me. So obviously for me, I feel like CG doesn't talk to me. I wish they would. I think they should. But I also kind of feel like I had my chance, and I pissed him off. I said some mean things here and there, and so maybe I deserve it. But you don't deserve it, man. Like you weren't even making videos when the Changers program got kiboshed, and so why don't you get a chance to have that interaction? It bothers me, man. Like I'm sad for me, but I'm pissed for you.
Oh, look, I would love to have a chat with them. I think it would be amazing. I'm not going to look. I've openly said before. I would love the opportunity to chat to someone there. Absolutely. With that being said, they have opened up a little bit more. Obviously that there's guys like Operation Metaverse they've been chatting to a bit more recently, and I think they need to continue to do that. I don't care who it is. There's great guys out there. Grid, Ian. There's so many amazing.
All of
people.
You guys.
Yeah. So many incredible
You, Grid,
people.
Ian, all should have communication with them.
If you don't want to talk to a dodgy Australian, that's fine. I'm not going to lose sleep over it. It would be cool as hell. Not going to lie, would love the opportunity. But anyone, and again, this is no slur on Galactic War Report. They've done some great stuff, guys. So kudos to you. Thank you so much for all you guys have done. But I'm just saying that there's so many other people out there that would love access to the guys that make this game, because there is a heck of a lot of people that have a huge amount of passion for this game that you're not even tapping that resource, guys. So I would highly recommend it, definitely, given the opportunity. So
they won't do it. Hopefully I'm wrong. I'm going to predict. So we made a prediction in my video. I'll make a prediction in your video. In 2021, we don't hear from CG, you and me.
Or you're calling him out. Okay. Wow.
Make me wrong, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, well, there you go. So, guys, please, just to prove Cubs wrong, it's worth it. You know it. So reach out. It would be great. Heinzie, number 6969 on Discord. I'm not that hard to find. I'm everywhere.
You would be number 6969.
I might have changed it, customized it. I might have done that. You never know. You're luck in the big city. Now, anyway, guys, it's been great. Cubs, not going to lie, dude. I've missed you, brother. It's good to be back doing this again.
It was only 1 week, but yeah, I feel the same way.
It feels like forever. It really does. Well, it was last year, bro. It was last year.
It was a whole year ago. Yeah.
It was a whole year. Bad dad jokes incoming, guys. It's been crazy. Smash that red button, guys. Hit the sub button. We'll obviously be doing this every week until you guys get sick of us, which all going well won't happen.
Or until one of us gets sick and gets COVID.
Yeah, well, you've had that and battled through because you're a champ. You're a star, man. You got through it all. You're a survivor. And we're just going to keep rolling along. So, guys, let us know in the comments below what you think about any of the topics we talked today. Of course, if you have a viewer's choice question, please ask it in the comments or go to the Heinzie server. It's in the description below. Go there. There's a section that says Rogue Actions Topics. There's a channel for it. Drop your question in there. If it's
Plain and
great,
simple.
we'll ask it. If it's crap, we won't ask it. It's pretty damn simple. So, guys, go and check it out. And we'll join then. Cubs, we'll catch you again next week, good sir. Have a wonderful week, and I hope you feel better and keep improving. And much love to the family. I hope you obviously feel a lot better soon, bro.
Thanks, Heinzie. Love you guys.
Love ya.
We'll see you later.
Bye, guys. Mwah!